Imagine a future where emotional resilience isn't just about coping, but about fundamentally re-engineering your brain. What if every past trauma, every emotional scar, could be systematically smoothed away, leaving you with an enduring calm and adaptive strength? We're diving into the radical world of neurobiotech, asking if we can literally re-sculpt the brain as emotional landscape to build a mind truly immune to historical imprints. Scientifically, this all hinges on a remarkable property of your brain called neuroplasticity. For a long time, we thought the adult brain was a fixed, static organ, but we now know it's more like a dynamic, ever-changing city. Every thought you have, every emotion you feel, every new skill you learn carves new neural pathways, like roads being built and reinforced. The connections between your brain cells, or neurons, can strengthen, weaken, or be rerouted entirely. This is brain plasticity in action. It's how you learn to play the piano, speak a new language, or recover from a brain injury. Your experiences are constantly reshaping your brain's physical structure and function. The problem is, this same plasticity can work against you. You've likely experienced this firsthand. A single traumatic event, or a prolonged period of intense stress, can carve deep, negative neural pathways. These pathways become the default routes for your emotional responses. It's why a certain smell might instantly trigger anxiety, or why you might find yourself stuck in a loop of negative self-talk. Your brain, through plasticity, has learned to be anxious, depressed, or reactive. You are, in essence, haunted by the imprints of your past, and breaking free from these deeply ingrained patterns can feel like an impossible battle. Traditional methods like therapy and medication help you manage the symptoms and build coping mechanisms, but they often work on the surface, leaving the underlying neural architecture intact. But here's the game-changing solution. What if we could take control of this process? What if we could become the architects of our own neural landscape? This is the promise of neurobiotechnology. We are developing tools that can precisely and intentionally guide your brain. Plasticity to build emotional resilience from the ground up. This isn't about erasing memories. It's about rewriting their emotional impact. Imagine being able to weaken the neural connections that trigger fear and anxiety, while simultaneously strengthening the pathways that promote calm, focus, and positive emotional states. You could proactively build a mind that is less susceptible to the echoes of its past, a mind that is inherently more adaptive and strong. One of the most groundbreaking tools on the horizon is CRISPR, which stands for Clustered Regularly Interspaced Short Palindromic Repeats. You've probably heard of it in the context of gene editing for hereditary diseases, but its potential for neuroscience is staggering. Scientists are exploring how CRISPR-based systems could be used to regulate the expression of genes linked to stress responses and emotional regulation. In theory, we could target specific neurons and turn down the genes that make them overreactive to stress, or turn up the genes that help them form resilient, stable connections. This would be like a biological software update for your brain, fine-tuning your emotional hardware at the most fundamental level. Instead of just managing anxiety, you could engineer your brain to be less prone to it in the first place. Then there's the astonishing synergy of artificial intelligence and brain-computer interfaces, or BCIs. BCIs are devices that create a direct communication pathway between your brain and a computer. Current BCIs can help people with paralysis, control robotic limbs with their thoughts. Now, imagine integrating a sophisticated AI into this system. This AI could analyze your neural activity in real time, identifying the exact patterns that correspond to a stress response, a negative thought loop, or a dip in mood. The BCI could then provide a targeted stimulus, a tiny, imperceptible electrical or magnetic pulse directly to the relevant brain region to disrupt that negative pattern and encourage a healthier one. The AI would learn from your brain's responses, becoming a personalized, adaptive co-pilot for your mind, gently guiding your neural pathways toward a state of resilience and well-being. It's a closed-loop system for emotional self-regulation, happening faster than you could consciously process it. Perhaps the most accessible and immediate application of this principle lies in neurofeedback gaming. This is where enhancing your mind becomes as engaging as playing a video game. You would wear a simple IG headset that monitors your brainwaves while you play. The game's mechanics would be directly linked to your mental state. For example, to make your character run faster or unlock a new level, you would need to achieve and maintain a state of calm focus. The game provides instant, rewarding feedback. When your mind wanders or you become stressed, your performance in the game suffers. This creates a powerful incentive to learn how to consciously control your brain activity. You are literally training your brain through play to enter and sustain states of emotional regulation. It's a gym for your mind, turning the abstract goal of being more resilient into a tangible, fun, and achievable skill. The profound implications of engineered brain plasticity are almost difficult to overstate. For mental health, this represents a paradigm shift from reactive treatment to proactive enhancement. Imagine a future where PTSD is not a life sentence but a treatable condition, with a high rate of full recovery, where individuals predisposed to depression can receive a neural inoculation that bolsters their resilience before the first major episode ever occurs. This could fundamentally elevate the baseline of human flourishing. When our minds are freed from the constant drag of anxiety, trauma, and depression, our collective capacity for creativity, innovation, empathy, and deep connection is unleashed. We could build a society where emotional well-being is not a luxury, but the foundational bedrock upon which we build our lives. Looking ahead to the next 5 to 10 years, the horizon is bright with potential breakthroughs. We can expect to see much more refined and less invasive brain-computer interfaces. The bulky headsets of today will likely be replaced by discrete, wearable neuropatches, or even injectable neural dust that can monitor and modulate brain activity with incredible precision. AI algorithms will become exponentially better at decoding the brain's complex language, allowing for truly personalized neuromodulation. We'll likely see the first human trials for CRIs, PR-based therapies, targeting specific neuropsychiatric conditions. Neurofeedback gaming will move from a niche market to a mainstream wellness tool, integrated into corporate wellness programs and school curricula. However, immense questions remain. How do we ensure these powerful technologies are safe for long-term use? What are the ethical implications of enhancing a normal brain? Who gets to decide what a desirable emotional state is? And most critically, how do we ensure equitable access, preventing a future where emotional resilience becomes a commodity available only to the wealthy, creating a new and profound form of social divide? The key takeaway is this: we are entering an era where we can consciously and deliberately engineer our own emotional resilience. The brain's plasticity, once a passive process shaped by chance and experience, is now becoming a tool we can actively wield. Technologists like CRI, SPR, AI-driven, BCIS, and neurofeedback gaming are no longer theoretical. They are the instruments that will allow us to sculpt our minds for greater strength, calm, and well-being. This is the future of emotional well-being, moving beyond coping to cultivating a fundamentally resilient mind. This conversation is one of the most important of our time, and it needs your voice. We encourage you to engage in this ongoing dialogue about the responsible development and application of neurobiotech for emotional resilience. What are your hopes? What are your fears? Discuss these ideas with your friends and family. Follow the scientists and ethicists working in this field. Share this video to spread awareness. The future of the human mind is being written right now, and you have a role to play in the story.